Welcome to the Culture Hack. I'm down on site at ZS2 Technologies. They're a local company and they're doing some crazy stuff with decarbonizing concrete. So you're going to want to watch this. ZS2 Technologies, welcome to a special episode of the Culture Hack. We are on site here with Kristen Davis, Scott Jenkins, and Doug Brown. They are the three co-founders of ZS2, and they've invited me down here to learn more about what they do and all the exciting things that's going on. So thank you for having me here, and I'm super excited to get into it. Doug, why don't you tell us a little bit about ZS2 and what you guys do here?
Great. So ZS2 is on a mission to decarbonize the construction industry through the adoption of advanced material science and better building practices.
Okay.
We really try and focus on leading resilient buildings and building them in centralized prefabricated facilities.
Okay, amazing. And you actually have a PhD in chemistry.
In chemistry, yeah, material science. So started my career doing direct air capture CO2 and got very interested in sort of the green revolution and different types of next generation green technologies. Worked in window tints for solar generation, large scale saltwater batteries, and then I've spent about a decade now working in the cement space.
Okay.
I actually think like the cement space is just sort of ripe for decarbonization opportunities and for ways for us to do this better.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, well Scott, tell us, how'd you get roped into all this? How did this all get started?
Well, it's funny, like pun intended, roped in. It's Kristen's fault.
Oh, it's Kristen's fault. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for Kristen and I, this is our third company together.
Mm-hmm.
For Doug, for the three of us, it's our second company. But over a decade ago, got introduced to magnesium cement products from overseas, which were highly fire resistant and high strength. And we were using them for raised access flooring and other prefab solutions in a previous company. But little did we know until we met Doug that they're also extremely low carbon, high performance, antimicrobial, and there was a potential to make them right here in North America. So Kristen, in the joke about when you asked how did I get roped in, because Kristen being an equestrian and lover of horses, all things horses.
Okay.
What do you do at the start of a worldwide pandemic? You start a company.
You start a company.
Okay, interesting. So you were sitting around, you had lots of time on your hands, and Kristen, you were like, you know what? Like, let's do this. Like, how did it happen? Was it a conversation? Like, what happened?
Yeah, through, I guess, a series of events, learning what I have through my different walks of life. I started in oil and gas and got into construction thinking it would be a more stable industry. Not so, but definitely wanted to do things better. And getting to know Scott, and Scott being a big picture thinker, getting to know Doug and his expertise in material science, this was too good of an opportunity to leave it in kind of a local mom and pop shop, which is where a lot of these businesses stay. So we combine what we know and make it bigger, bring it to the world.
Okay, amazing. I love that. And tell me about the name ZS2. Where does that come from?
So interesting. There's two stories. I love the grassroots story for ZS2. So Scott's two sons were employed with the very arduous task of coming up with a name for our company, and they came up with ZS3. So for their family, Scott, Sam, Sarah, and Zach. And Scott's always like, oh well, I work for the shareholders, so my name can't be in the company name. Mm-hmm. So ZS2, and we really liked the kind of play on the element, kind of because we work with material science. Mm-hmm. So we liked it.
Okay, all right, very cool.
Yeah, and I would say when you name a company ZS2, for entrepreneurs out there, it's easy to get the domain name registered the company. Who named the company ZS2?
Well.
Yeah. So that works well too.
Okay,
it's
cool.
unique.
I love that. You can always make up acronyms as you go, right?
Yeah, we made up a lot.
You need to, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you have this great idea, you've got this technology, it's low carbon capture, you're going to kind of disrupt the concrete, the construction industry. What were some of the challenges out of the gate that you guys had to overcome?
Well, from my perspective, the big challenge is we are, at first and foremost, a material science company. Mm-hmm. Doug and his team, there's multiple chemists on the team. So we are bringing in new technology to the world's oldest and largest industry, construction. Not an industry that likes to adopt new technologies easily, but understandably so. You know, these are new materials that need to be tested, certified, and people don't want to be the first, right? These are the materials being used now in the buildings we live in, we heal in, we play in, we go to school in. You know, there needs to be a lot of proof. So there's a long road to go. So that's probably the biggest challenge, I would say.
Okay, amazing. And Doug, as I walked through the building, I see the values behind you and the elements, and I see stuff on the board and all that kind of stuff. So, it looks to me like you guys have created a great culture here, and that it's like a great place to work. Tell me about that. Was it by design? Like, how have you guys gone about that?
Yeah, I'm really proud of the culture that we've created. Starting during the pandemic, it was a really sort of a buy-in to doing something larger than yourself. And I think that makes it really easy to motivate people to want to do something else and to want to take a chance, because, being a startup is not easy, and that's in the best of times. And the pandemic certainly wasn't the best of times, but it allowed us to access an incredible resource of people who were, I think, looking at their lives and starting to reevaluate some of what they wanted to do for the next, decade, maybe 2 decades, and, wanting to do something more positive for the environment and for people. I think it really allowed us to get a great team together. And so we started as sort of a family. It started as a bit of a social gathering online when we were, trying to not go crazy during lockdowns. And then it sort of grew into this amazing thing where, we just kept expanding and kept adding team members. It's sort of like a second family.
Amazing. And you guys have grown fairly quickly, right? How many people are you now?
We're just under 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, congrats. That's
in 4.5 years, that's pretty crazy.
Right?
Thinking about how we started and convincing people to join us based on what we were planning to do alone, like sweat equity, right? And the hope for the future that we saw. So that was pretty cool.
Okay, amazing. Well, last question, this part of the interview. We're getting to the end of 2024. Looking back, is there something that you're most proud of what you've accomplished this year?
I think just the team, honestly, and we've hit a lot of milestones as a company in general, but pulling together in the hard times and really knowing that we have each other's backs and that we have the tenacity to kind of get through everything. These values really hit home for a lot of different practices that we preach. Just working together and getting it done.
Amazing. I love that. That's a great mic drop to end it on. But so, Scott, if people do want to learn more about ZS2, where should they go?
Yeah, so for folks who want to learn more about ZS2, obviously our website, ZS2Technologies.com. All of our contact information is there. We're a company, like, reach out to me directly, reach out to Kristen directly, reach out to Doug directly. We love it when people just drop us a line, ask us questions, or want to learn what we're doing.
Yeah. If you're local, come visit
Come
us.
see us.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just in the southeast of Calgary.
Open invite.
Okay, open invite. Careful what you wish for. All right, stay tuned, because next episode we're going to go on a shop tour. We're going to check out what's going on here. So check it out.